I've been with my boyfriend, I'll call him Paul, for 3 years, and living together for 6 months. Paul has serious problems with forgetting important documents, and after the 4th time he did this, I became responsible for carrying our documents in my purse. According to him, all documents have a digital version, which is enough. Not all are digital passports, and not all places accept the digital form, but he's stubborn and maintains this position. I don't mind being responsible for the documents. Most of the time I have them in my purse. That is until one day, 2 months ago, he called me asking about one particular document because he needed it for something, and they didn't accept the digital version. I was at work and told him I had it with me. He scolded me, saying that the documents should be at home, and told me to stop holding his documents. I handed his papers over to him and said I would no longer be responsible for this or warn him about it because I was doing a favor for someone I love, a capable adult, 27. For the situation, our friends Paul and I decided to travel to another country on New Year's from 12/27 to 1/3, and a passport's needed as it's on another continent. We decided to go to the capital, where we would stay at our friend's house until our flight time. Our city is 2 hours away. We decided to go to the airport 4 hours before, visit the VIP room, and I went to check all my documents first. Paul was on my side, and when he saw only one passport, he asked about this, and I just said, "You have it." He panicked, saying that he thought I had taken more passports than usual and left it at home. He decided to run home and come back. He asked me to go with him, but I didn't want to spend 4 hours in the car. He went to get his passport but complained that this is something I should remind him of, and I went with my friends to the airport. In short, he didn't arrive on time, and I decided I wouldn't miss my trip because of him. So I turned off my cell phone and made my 12-hour trip. When I arrived, I got several messages from him saying he couldn't believe I had gone on a trip without him and that I had done it as a form of revenge because of his scolding. The flights are all booked up or too expensive, so he probably won't come. He's still accusing me of leaving him behind after purposely not remembering something I know he struggles with. My friends are on my side, but I feel doubtful. Am I the idiot? I forgot one detail. I always make a list for our trips of what to take. His passport was on the list, and he still forgot it. Not the idiot. So he scolded you for holding on to his documents after asking you to do just that. Now he's complaining because you followed his wish, but afterward didn't baby him and remind him of his passport. He needs a mommy, not a girlfriend. Maybe your solo vacation is enough of a wake-up call for him. Good on you for sticking to your guns. What he has done and continues to do is called weaponized helplessness, and it's a no-win situation for you, no matter what you do. Keep your phone off and enjoy your trip. Time for Paul to realize that the OP is his girlfriend, not his mommy. Judging by his behavior, he sounds like a baby to me. OP even made him a list with a passport on it. Seriously, I felt dumber after reading this. Do such people really exist? OP, please dump him already. He's very irresponsible and very rude to you. You shouldn't have to miss your vacation due to his negligence. He's a grown man who's blaming you for his irresponsibility. He self-sabotaged the trip and expected you to miss it by coming home with him. He's angry because his plan didn't work. Yep, she wrote him a list of what he needed to bring, and the passport was on it. So she did still baby him and remind him, and he still forgot it. Or possibly, quote, forgot it. At this point, I'm leaning towards thinking that he's doing this to make up something she keeps doing wrong, or that he didn't actually want to go and either deliberately or subconsciously left it behind so he'd have an excuse. And he wanted her to go with him to fetch it, so it's possible he was trying to sabotage the trip for her too. I realize this sounds nuts, but so does the way he's trying to make everything her fault, even when she changes what she's doing because he asked her to. And shortly after moving in together is a common point for idiots to think they've gotten their partner locked down. It's safe to start showing their true colors. I, 22 female, am getting married soon. Since my fiance and I are child-free, and because we plan to have alcohol at our wedding, we decided to have a child-free wedding with the age cutoff at 21. This requirement so far has gone over well with most of our invitees, Most of our invitees don't even have kids anyway, so it doesn't make a difference for them. I do have one friend, Mel, 20 female, that I had to exclude from the wedding. After realizing that pretty much everyone else from the same social circle had been invited except her, she confronted me and demanded to know why she wasn't invited. I tried to explain that it wasn't personal and that I didn't want to worry about underage drinking under my nose on my wedding day. But Mel kept accusing me of being a bad friend. She argued that since we had drank together before, it shouldn't be such a big deal. But I told her that it was different since we were both underage at the time. I was 20 and she was 19 when we started drinking together. Now as an adult, I feel like I have a responsibility to prevent her from drinking. And as the bride, I have the right to have a child-free wedding. Mel is unconvinced and keeps talking bad about me behind my back to our mutual friends and making snarky comments about me feeling superior. I don't see why she just can't relax and let me have my wedding day the way I like. So, am I the idiot? It's weird that you would consider someone that's a year younger than you a child, yet think that you're old enough to get married. So close to being a child. You are the idiot. You wouldn't have to worry about Mel drinking. The only person with that concern would be the barman. Now as an adult, I will act like a high school mean girl. I'm dying over the sharp turn this took, from drinking with her at 20 to calling herself an adult and acting morally superior. I couldn't contain my laughter with how those sentences were back to back, yet OP claims she's surprised by the former friend's reaction. Hypocrisy? Thy name is OP. You are the idiot for referring to this as a child-free wedding. Your 20-year-old friend is not a child. Also, the whole, now that I'm a whole 22 years old, I feel a responsibility to stop 20-year-olds from drinking thing is coming off very condescending. If you were having a child-free wedding, Mel would be invited. You're not doing that. And as a result, you're excluding exactly one person from your friend group because you apparently don't even trust her enough to say, please don't drink at my wedding because I don't want to deal with any liabilities. I'm betting Mel is an attractive person that OP's worried might take some of her shine. OP, get a grip. You're barely older than her. If you don't want to invite her, that's your decision. But going around calling her a child and being a snob about her drinking makes you an idiot. Backstory. My wife, 41, let's call her Lisa, and I, 40 male, have been married for less than a year. We also introduced each other to our families in the past year. Her family lives about a 7-hour drive, mine about 20 minutes. So we see my family more than hers. This is already a point of contention, but not the point of this post. We figured we would attend alternate holidays, and for this year, my parents got Thanksgiving and hers got Christmas. Next year, we'll flip that. But on to the story. My mom absolutely loves Christmas and giving gifts. Every year, she asks us to list things we want to help her shop. I get it's a little childish for grown adults to make Christmas gift lists, but my mom enjoys it, and it's not much effort to put some small things on the list to appease her. So come Thanksgiving, we're at my parents' house, socializing, watching football. All 4 of us are football fans. And come halftime of the Lions game, my mom goes and gets 2 small pads of paper and pens and hands them to us and tells us to make our list, as she hadn't gotten any from us yet. My wife goes ballistic and starts yelling at my mom about how stupid that is. She's 41 years old and doesn't appreciate being treated like a child. This caught me completely off guard. She then accused my parents of favoring my brother's wife over her because she's much skinnier, which is not true and has no basis at all. My parents have never been anything but nice to her. Anyhow, she storms out of the house and demands we leave. I refuse and tell her she's making too much of it. She finally relents and we go back in and have a very awkward dinner. I write a few small things on a list for my mom and we leave. When we got home, she blew up on me and said that I should have had her back regardless if I agreed with her, as married couples do. I told her that was not reasonable. Fast forward to Christmas. We're now at her parents' house, and it comes time for the gift exchange. Her mother explains to me a tradition they've always done, but I'm free to not participate if I don't want to. The tradition is that they draw names to see who gets to open, but before you open, you have to answer a trivia question. If you get it right, you open and draw the next name. If you get it wrong, you don't get to open and draw a new name. I tell her, Mom, of course, I'll play, mostly because I want to respect their tradition, and also it sounds like a lot of fun. My wife breaks down in tears suddenly, and I'm confused. It turns out that this was not a tradition for them at all, but she and her family colluded to have a childish game to try and make me participate, and I was supposed to refuse. By agreeing to play, I ruined the holiday, and they didn't even have the trivia questions ready for the game they had invented. Am I the idiot? Going ballistic over being asked what you want for Christmas? Bruh, who doesn't ask the other adults in the family what they want? And what kind of weird test from her family is this? Not the idiot. Get a divorce and run. Dude, that entire family is balls to the wall insane. I don't know how to tell you this, but you married into a family of loons, including your wife. Figuring out who was how much of an idiot is practically beside the point, although we can certainly start with your wife. But first, a Christmas list from adults isn't even slightly childish. And then tears from your loony bride because you were a good sport about what they told you was a family tradition? They all get points for trying to get revenge on you. I assumed that was the motivation of the game. But because you didn't join your wife in behaving like an overtired 3-year-old, and then claiming that you ruined Christmas by being pleasant and cooperative, I'm so sorry for you. You'll probably need a lot of luck to survive this marriage. I wonder if she's intentionally sabotaging her presence at these gatherings to distance you from your family and manipulate you into seeing hers more often than yours. Good luck with your divorce. Your wife appears to have been a very good actress at the beginning of your relationship. She and her family appear to be nuts. You would be doing yourself a great disservice if you stayed with her. Who in their right mind behaves like her and her family? My wife, 41, and I, 43 male, have been married for 15 years and have 3 kids, 20, 18, and a teen. We have some money saved up for all 3 of our kids to continue their education. This money is not put in specific education accounts. Still, we've always told our kids that this money is for continuing their education in whatever form they want. We're encouraging college, since neither my wife nor I have college degrees, and we wish we could have gone that route. But we've also told all our kids, if they want to pursue a different educational option, we will help them with that too. Our oldest is currently finishing up a program at a community college and has an internship which will turn into a job offer immediately after she graduates. However, she still lives at home, and we don't ask for any financial contribution from her, as she plans to move out when she gets a job. Our 18-year-old is in her senior year of high school, and although she's applied to and been accepted to 3 colleges, she recently told us that she doesn't want to go that route. She told us she wanted to start her own business doing photography. She asked if she could use the money we saved for her education as a jumpstart to get her business started. We explained to her that the money we saved has always been for education, not anything else. I told her that we would support her in whatever she wanted to do after high school, but that didn't mean we would financially support her. I told her that starting a business is hard, and many people who know more than she does about business fail. I suggested she go the route of her older sister and find a community college that offers photography and business classes if she doesn't want to attend a 4-year school. She says she doesn't want to go that route because she would rather get her business started immediately, and that the money we saved for her would be a huge head start for her to use for marketing and equipment. I told her she was free to make any choices she wanted. Still, if she goes that route, then we will not financially support her. If she wants to continue living at home, then we might have to discuss her contributing financially to the household as an adult. I told her this would likely be a token amount to help with housing, food, and utilities. She now thinks I'm a huge idiot and that I'm playing favorites with her older sibling because she's pursuing a path that I approve of. She said I'm punishing her for wanting to go her own route in life rather than adhering to one we had already laid out for her. I explained that she knows that money's always been for education, not as a lump sum to be used however she wants. I told her that we would support whatever decision she wanted to pursue, but that doesn't mean we have to financially support it. My wife is on the same page as me, but thinks we should just go ahead and give her a portion of the money to start her business. Not the idiot. Starting your own business at 18 with no real training or even business classes is a recipe for disaster. Just giving her that money now, straight out of high school, would be a colossal mistake because this money was intended to set her out on a great start in life, and this won't do that. Photography business? Do you mean the thing that anybody can do with their iPhone these days? Your daughter that wants to start a photography business doesn't even know what she doesn't know yet, and even a certificate in entrepreneurship or small business would be useful. It's not all unicorns and rainbows. I think your offer for photography and business courses is amazing. It's a flooded industry, and she needs to learn how to stand out. She wants to be an adult and start a business instantly without learning the ins and outs of running a business. She may be about to find out how tough it really is. It's your money, and you decide how it's spent. I've been painting a mural for my unborn baby's nursery, and my son, toddler, has been watching and helping me do it. He knew it was a gift for his little brother, and he wanted to do the same for his dad. So he went into his home office and scribbled all over the walls while my mother-in-law was watching him. When we saw what he had done, our son was excited, but my husband was shocked because he was just looking at the scribbles without saying anything. I told my son good job and that it looked really pretty, but that he needed to use paper next time instead, after he said he'd made a present for his dad. My husband never said anything in front of our son, but when we were alone, he was upset that I said good job to him because he doesn't think I should be praising him for vandalizing his office. I told him he just wanted to do something nice for him, and we could have the office repainted, or I could turn it into a mural if he wanted me to. But he's still upset at me for encouraging his behavior, and he keeps locking his office so our son can't go inside again. Am I the idiot? You are the idiot. I'm all for non-authoritative parenting, but this is taking it a step too far. Telling him good job instead of explaining why it's wrong immediately reinforces the bad behavior. I'd also be upset if a kid drew all over my office walls. Did you miss the part where she says she corrected him by saying he needs to use paper the next time? If a toddler is excited thinking they did something for someone, that's not misbehaving. OP, not the idiot for saying good job. I also do that with my nieces and nephews when they do something for me, but I make sure to explain things to them if what they did is not right or if something needs correcting. I think it could have been managed better, and I actually don't agree that your husband is the idiot either for locking his office door so your son can't get in, at least temporarily. That's setting a boundary, which is okay. But why did mother-in-law supervising the child do nothing to stop him? I think you should sit your child down and try to calmly and gently explain to him why he shouldn't do this anymore. He alone is unable to understand. If you don't intervene, he'll soon have all the walls in your house messed up. Not the idiot, though. Not all parenting and discipline require punishment. He's a toddler and mimicking something he saw his mom do. This is super normal behavior that doesn't warrant getting angry, especially given the clear reason. Wow, what a beautiful drawing. But next time, let's use paper, your easel, etc. Here, come help me clean this up. This is not in fact bad parenting. It's good parenting. People just don't like it because it isn't fear or consequence based. The only place I can see that you went wrong here is not having your kid help you clean the walls immediately.